Have you ever gotten to the point where you just stop asking? Not because you don't need help, because you're tired of explaining, tired of waiting, tired of being let down. So instead you say, maybe out loud, maybe under your breath, forget it. I'll just do it myself. And listen, when you say it like that, you mean it. You're not asking again. You're not reminding again. You're definitely not sending another just checking in message. Because now it feels like more effort to keep asking than to just handle it yourself. So you take over, you fix it, you figure it out, you make sure it gets done. And on the outside, it looks like you're on top of everything. But on the inside, you're a little irritated. You're a little tired and honestly, a little bothered that it even got to this point, because it's not just this one moment. It's the pattern, that quiet thought in the back of your mind, like, why do I keep ending up here and doing everything myself? And if that's been sitting with you, that's okay. Not because it feels good, but because there's a reason that feeling keeps showing up. Feelings are signals. And this one, it's trying to get your attention. So today we're going to talk about it. Like, really talk about it. We're going to name what's going on. We're going to claim what's underneath. And we're going to navigate how to move through it without ending up right back in the same cycle. And that's okay. Welcome to And That's Okay, the podcast that empowers you to master your emotional world. I'm Lisa Rena Scott, your host and a passionate believer that every feeling is a signal and every signal holds power. In a world that often tells us to ignore or dismiss our emotions, I'm here to remind you that whatever you're feeling, it's for a reason, and that's okay. Let's start here. That moment, I'll just do it myself. It doesn't come out of nowhere. It usually shows up when there's a gap between what you needed and what really happened. You needed support. You needed follow through. You needed things to be handled without having to chase it down. And when that doesn't happen, that's when frustration kicks in. Not to make things harder, but to let you know that something's off. So let's walk it out. We're going to name it, claim it, and navigate it. Name it. What are you really feeling in that moment? Not just annoyed. It's a step deeper. Maybe I feel unsupported. I feel like I have to stay on top of everything. I feel drained from constantly repeating myself. Because when you name it clearly, you can stop reacting on autopilot. So now you understand what's really going on, and now we have to claim it. This part matters because, yes, something may not have been handled the way you needed. But there's also space to ask, what did I assume instead of say? What did I expect without checking in? Where did I stay quiet, hoping it would just work out? And maybe those answers sound like I didn't clearly say when I needed it done. Or I assumed they understood how important it was. Or I keep letting it slide and now it's catching up to me. This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about seeing clearly so you can move differently. We also have to give grace to the other person because truthfully, we may not know their true capacity. We may not know what they are carrying. We may not know how much time they really have. We may not know how their energy looked on that particular day. We may not know what else already was on their plate. And that doesn't mean what happened didn't affect you. It did. But grace creates room to pause before assuming the worst. It allows you to say, maybe they were overwhelmed. Maybe they forgot. Maybe they didn't fully understand the urgency. Maybe they haven't learned to say no yet because their plate is too full. We have an episode for that. Maybe they needed me to be more direct on what I needed, when I needed, and how important it was. Giving grace doesn't mean ignoring the issue. It means making space for the possibility that the other person may not have had the same capacity that you expected. That shift can change the whole tone of the conversation, and it moves you from frustration into curiosity. Sometimes that's the step that keeps a small problem from becoming a much bigger one. Let's make it real. Let's think about at home with your child and you ask them to do something simple. Please take your plate to the sink or put your shoes by the door. Bring your backpack in from the car. And they say, okay, you wait and wait. And then you see the plate is still sitting on the table. The shoes are in the middle of the floor. The backpack, who knows when they're planning on doing their homework. So now you're walking around the house doing the thing that they said that they were going to do. And in your mind, you're thinking, I might as well just do it myself. But at the same time, you know they have gotten distracted, forgot, or got caught up doing something else. And that's where grace comes in. Not to excuse everything, but to help you respond with a little more patience and a little less instant frustration. Or maybe it's your spouse. You ask for something specific. Can you take out the trash? Can you call and make that appointment? Can you handle dinner tonight? And they say yes, and you believe them. But later, it's still there. And now you're trying to decide whether to bring it up, do it yourself, or just let irritation build until you're talking through clenched teeth about the trash bag. That moment is real. The truth is, your spouse may have had a long day, a full mind, or a capacity that looked different than yours. Again, not to excuse the missed task, but to remind us that people do not always operate from the same bandwidth that we do. And that's why grace matters. It gives you room to respond with honesty instead of only frustration. If you've been sitting in that space where it feels easier to just rely on yourself, where asking for help feels like extra work, where you're constantly following up, checking in, making sure that things don't fall apart, that's okay. Because that's not coming from nowhere. That's built from experience, from moments where things didn't come through, from times where you had to step in again and again. That kind of pattern, it can wear on you. So of course, you're getting to a point where you say, I'll just handle it. That makes sense. But now let's shift it so you're not stuck there. This is where we navigate. And navigation is about intentional, simple next steps. Not huge dramatic changes, not fixing everything at once, just real steps with purpose. Number 1, be specific about what done means. Not just can you handle this, but what it should look like when it's complete. This matters because vague expectations leave too much room for misunderstanding. Clarity up front saves you frustration later. Number 2, ask for a real buy-in. Instead of assuming, ask, does that timeline work for you? This matters because agreement doesn't always mean capacity. This actually gives the other person a chance to be honest about what's on their plate or their ability or their calendar, and they can be honest before things fall apart. Number 3, set a check-in point. Not to hover, but to stay connected. This matters because a quick check-in helps things stay aligned where there's still time to adjust instead of waiting until you're already upset. Number 4, catch yourself before you take over. That urge to jump in and just do it, pause right there and ask yourself, what hasn't been communicated yet? Taking over may solve the task, but it doesn't solve the pattern. So this step helps you respond instead of react. Number 5, let it be done differently. Everything doesn't have to be done your way to be done well. Allowing different approaches builds trust and shared responsibility. It also takes some weight off of you. Number 6, give grace while still being clear. This is a big one. You can acknowledge that the person may not have had the same capacity you did while still asking for follow-through. Grace keeps your response grounded. It helps you have the conversation without turning it into a character judgment or a big blowout or a fight or disagreement. I want you to think about the last time you said, forget it, I'll just do it myself. Not just what you did, but how did you feel? Because that moment, it carries more than we give it credit for. It's not just about getting something done. It's about what happens when things don't feel supported, when expectations aren't met, when you feel like you're carrying more than your share. And over time, if nothing changes, that becomes the default. And you stop asking, you stop expecting, you just handle it. But here's the thing. You don't have to stay there. It's okay to want support. It's okay to need clarity. It's okay to say, this isn't working for me. And it's okay to extend grace too, because sometimes the other person is not trying to ignore you. Sometimes they're operating with less capacity than what you realized. Sometimes they need more direction. Sometimes what looked like carelessness was just overload. That doesn't erase your frustration. It just gives you a fuller picture. So the next time you feel that moment coming, that I'll just do it myself feeling, I want you to pause, not to stop yourself from doing it, but to understand what brought you there. And name it, claim it, navigate it, and give grace where you can. Because that feeling, it's not there to hold you back. It's there to guide you forward. And that's okay. Thanks for tuning into this episode of And That's Okay. I hope our conversation left you feeling validated, empowered, and equipped with practical steps to name it, claim it, and navigate it in your own life. If you found value in today's message, please subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who needs to hear that their feelings are valid too. And if you're ready to dive deeper into transforming your emotional landscape, you'll definitely want to grab a copy of my book, And That's Okay. It's available on Amazon or through my website. Just check the link in the bio or the captions of this episode. For daily inspiration, reflections, and more tools to support your growth, come connect with me on social media. I'd love to hear how you are applying the Name It, Claim It, Navigate It framework in your own life. Before we wrap up, a quick reminder. I'm not a licensed doctor or therapist. I'm simply sharing experiences and insights that have helped me and countless others along the way. My mission is to empower you with tools, not to replace professional medical advice. Remember, whatever you're feeling or going through, you have feelings, and that's okay.